everyone. We're currently in Lisbon, Portugal, at the SBC conference. My name is Olya. I am PR manager for Adsterra Advertising Network. And here with me today is Marcin from Voluum, our dearest partners.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be your guest in this lovely space. And I'm happy to say a couple of things or thoughts about the iGaming industry.
Yeah, as Marcin said, our interview will be focused on iGaming. And it's actually been a while since our last interview. So let's start from covering the main changes that need to be mentioned on your end. What's new on your side? Probably new directions of your business or Volume.
Yes, I think it's been months since we have our last opportunity to talk. So if you are asking about what's a strategic perspective of Volume, the answer is iGaming, I would say. So those who don't know it, we as a Volume, we are about to have our 10th anniversary. So we are quite an old platform.
Oh, congrats.
You'd had your 11th.
Yeah, that's right.
This exactly right now.
Yeah,
so you are a bit older, but just a bit.
Well, we get it.
But we are all quite along on the market, but we are not iGaming companies, right? We are from the multi-vertical affiliates industry. This is how we can call it. So those of you, your viewers who were on Affiliate World conferences, Bangkok, Dubai, Barcelona, or Affiliate Summit, they know us pretty well. But iGaming was never an important direction. It was one of many verticals that our clients did. And we took a bet, of course, based on some data, so prepared bet in Volume to allocate our resources for iGaming as we see that this industry is growing and our resources, technology, know-how of media buying might be very helpful in that space. So that's new, I would say.
Wow, that's great. So actually we're all here for a purpose. iGaming is huge for us now today. So when it comes to iGaming, how does Volume perform? Like any special tactics you use probably, or metrics you pay attention to, for example?
Mm-hmm. Thanks for this question. So let me maybe start answering this question from who and how we help in iGaming. So what's the added value? So Volume is an advanced software as a service tracking and optimization platform. So we are a technology platform, a SaaS, software as a service. And we discovered a couple of years ago, actually, that iGaming operators and affiliates, they are in the need of such a technology. So the core of iGaming player acquisition is based on SEO traffic and affiliate-driven traffic. So there's an operator, he has affiliates, he outsources their marketing activities to affiliates. They have predominantly SEO, right? That's the standard. The thing is that many people from the industry, they discovered that they can do something on top of that, which is paid media. So programmatic or search or social traffic. And as there is a licensing aspect also in place, programmatic is a key, especially for Curaçao MGA licensed operators or other new emerging licenses right now. So the main metric are conversions, something super basic for a standard multi-vertical affiliate. But in iGaming industry, this is still an issue. To have an accurate, as much real time as possible, signups and FTDs, so first time deposits, being tracked from an operator, right? Yeah. So these are the two main metrics. And of course, on top of that, we have the value of the deposit, so the revenue of the player, and we match it with our integration cost data with Adsterra. We see the cost, so we can track ROI from the acquisition. Sometimes you can have further deposits if it's possible, so you can have retention, LTV. But the core two things are signups and FTDs, and real-time tracking as much as possible.
How do you help optimize the iGaming campaigns for top results?
And here lies the main difference for SEO traffic, SEO-driven traffic versus paid media. Then, especially on programmatic, which is very competitive, you need to have a proper funnel and proper data-driven habits. So first data and then habits to optimize it. So it's not like you just plug in Adsterra campaign and you just run on networks, right? Mm-hmm. Because in that case, you are hardly profitable, but it's rather about optimizing and checking. There's a test campaign, which is quite often it's negative ROI, right? It's red, as we have in volume, red color, red flags, so it's not profitable. But then you check which zone IDs publishers convert the best, which cities, which browser IDs, which operational systems, and we have like plenty different metrics. And from that you eliminate the placements, the audience that does not convert, and you focus only on those top converting. So it's like channeling the funnel, you can say. And there's this famous saying that half of the money spent on marketing does not work or is wasted. You don't know which half. So with us, you could narrow down, right? That's the key. And that's the main pattern, I think. So a test campaign, and then optimizing by, in a shorter way, you go straight to the zone IDs, so the publishers. But in a longer run, you could go, and sometimes longer run is better, by browser IDs, by operational system versions, geos, cities, connection types, and so on. And then on the end zone IDs.
Okay, gotcha. Well, sounds like a wholesome overview of things you can offer in terms of optimization. Well, you sort of covered it at some point, but if we can draw like a baseline, what is the main difference in your approach towards iGaming? Like to sum up.
And this is a challenge also for us in Volume, which we are as a product, so not from the commercial side, which I represent, but from the product side we are also tackling, is that Volume is a very advanced platform. And by saying that, it might be complicated. The old typical multi-vertical affiliates, they were very tech savvy. Many of them, they were able to code, develop their own software. So for them, such a complicated UI was easy to go with. But for iGaming, these people, they come from different backgrounds. They are football fans, sports fans, poker enthusiasts, and so on. Not digital market or coders, right? Mm-hmm. So for them, the main difference in the approach is that we start from the basics and we teach our account management and customer success team to be more educative in some aspects. So sometimes the main game changer for them is to set up just a postback, sign up an FTD, and this alone could increase their ROI significantly because these guys, they don't see conversions, they run blind. Whereas for our traditional clients like sweepstakes, adult, dating, e-com affiliates, Nutra affiliates, arbitragers, postback is like just like that, right? And here, this is the approach. So we are more educative, maybe. We start slow. And also we need to simplify our platform, most probably. There we have a couple of projects running. So it will be not so overwhelming in terms of the abilities, right? So sometimes it's better to do less than more.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Actually, we at Adsterra also try to bring a lot of educational content. Well, this interview, for instance, covering some basics for those who are just starting out in the iGaming industry. Yeah, so why should an iGaming company, well, whether an operator or an affiliate, doesn't matter, do paid media?
It's a very good question. And I could answer on a couple of layers, but the main one is the principle of business entrepreneurship, which is to diversify. So if they rely only on one channel, like affiliate-driven traffic, it's harder to get affiliates these days. Affiliates are also changing. Of course, there are new affiliates coming to the market, but there are more operators. So especially if you are emerging brands, you might not get a good operator, or you pay them a lot of money. Imagine paying CPA few hundred or $50 to $200 and 50% rev share. An example I've heard on the party 2 days ago, on the conference party, from one of my clients, an operator, who is quite experienced in paid media. Brazil, great market. But there's hybrid deal with significant CPA, high rev share, about 50%, and they even have a flat branding deal. So that's the cost for you. So you need to make break even. With paid media, you do not outsource it, you put a control on it. Of course, the risk is higher of burning money, right? You can spend $10,000 on Adsterra, and if you don't do it right, you're not successful. But if you do it right, so that's I think the key. It's not about shifting from SEO-driven traffic or from paid media traffic. As in iGaming, the product is very difficult to convert. So dating is easier. Like e-com is super easy compared to the funnel for iGaming, but it's about diversifying.
Yeah, well, good advice actually. A great one. Okay. Now to a tricky question, are there any possible mistakes to avoid, like tips to consider not to mess up in the when you start.
Yeah. So the main mistake, there are two. One, not to having signups and FTD tracks, but that's, imagine there are still some iGaming affiliates and operators who try to do paid media without tracking. Sometimes the tracking is impossible. There are operators, great brands, which do not share any data, and the people still do paid media with them. It's much risky, but it still happens. But the main and more controllable mistake to avoid is to think about a campaign, so to put money to top up and that's all, instead of the model of having a test campaign and then optimization-driven real campaign. So we always need to think that it's like investment. The first money is like R&D, let's call it, right? Research and development. So we spend on the test campaign, we pay for the data to optimize. If you have a media buyer from Facebook or Google environment, so PPC or social, there you do not need to make the test campaign. It's much easier. And programmatic, you need to be more skillful.
Well, yeah, actually, mistakes, I think, are a thing that most people are afraid of when they come to start something new, especially in iGaming, which is also like a very well-developed industry right now. Could you share some best strategies to try for our partners in terms of tracking iGaming campaigns? As you mentioned, not setting up tracking is sometimes a big mistake. So
not setting up tracking, not setting up post-bug to a traffic platform. So it's good, it's important for you. It must have to have the FTD as sign abstract to, in that case, Volume or other, let's say, media buying command centers. But it's very important to send the post-bug to Adsterra in that case, because you do have a good technology within your platform. And you can help them to optimize with your algorithms. So sometimes when we onboard a new customer, operator, or affiliate from the iGaming industry, the only thing we do for them to start with is having a post bug with the traffic platform Adsterra, and they see a boost. So these are two important things. And of course, then the mindset for test campaign, the mindset for having this optimization setup, and so on. But there is like a progressive step to do this successfully. It's also important to have a good team, to hire a good media buyer. There are great people on the market from outside of the iGaming industry, and it's possible to have a good experienced media buyer. So instead of having your own SEO guy and giving him a budget and hey, do the ads, it's risky, right? It's better to, or at least to have some good consultants, or ask your Adsterra manager, right? They can also help you.
Yeah, they can help. That's true. Part of our partner care. Yeah. Okay. So trends in iGaming campaigns, and well, if you can highlight any iGaming campaign trends, so that would be great, I think, for those who just begin their journey in the iGaming industry.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple of trends. The main is emerging markets. So there was a hype on Brazil last year, 2023-24. Now Brazil is about to get regulated, but still, this conference, we are in Portugal, in Lisbon. They are great brands from Brazil. There are so many Portuguese or Brazilians.
True.
There's a ton of money in Brazil, but next Brazil might be Thailand or Southeast Asia. There is a tricky thing with the regulation, but these markets are strong. India and Bangladesh, these markets are also very lucrative, or Africa. So these are four, let's say, trends, geo-related trends, but in iGaming, geo is very much more related than in the other types of media buying, I would say. Another trend is US with social casino, which is a very interesting thing. And yeah, these are the ones I would like to focus on. We have also a segment of crypto casinos, and there's crypto markets wasn't doing well for the last couple of years, but now it might be recovering, and still sometimes it's not properly taken into consideration. The crypto casino is a trend within a trend, let's say, right? Yeah. So there are a couple of options.
Yeah, there are actually quite a few crypto casinos in this conference. Yeah, they've been swinging by our booth sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like a trend to consider. Well, you've already answered the question about geos inside this question about trends. So we'll move forward.
Geos are important in iGaming.
Yeah. Well, in any vertical, but iGaming especially.
And there's a great thing, because if you do SEO, SEO is very geo-specific. You need to build a product, so a website with a language, with some branding and so on. With iGaming, you can access with a couple of clicks to a certain different geos. So how many different geos you support in Adsterra?
248.
Yeah,
so worldwide, yeah, actually.
Yeah, sometimes maybe there are countries where you have slightly less traffic, but if there will be a demand for it, you will get a publisher for it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So media buying is much more elastic, right? Let's call it that, or much more flexible in terms of it's geo-agnostic, whereas SEO is very geo-related.
Yeah. Now moving to the next question, which is now widely discussed in iGaming, is the legal side of things. So how does the licensing aspect of the market, of the iGaming market, affect the paid media user acquisition?
It is a big topic because iGaming it's still a young industry compared to traditional gambling, this modern gambling. iGaming has like 15 years, maybe 20 years. Last 10 years were very significant in terms of growth. So many countries, they do regulate. We still have some unregulated countries, but there are regulations in many places. Sometimes they go slower. Sometimes the regulations is being stopped. But we have the main divisions for regulated iGaming and gray market. Gray market is there where the regulations are not in place, so there are global licenses like Curaçao, MGA, Isle of Man, Anjouan, a new license, and a couple of others. So there is a global license, and you can advertise legally for unregulated market. That's the essence. Of course, I'm not a lawyer myself, so I'm explaining it maybe a bit too simple. The main thing is that on the gray markets, you are unable in many cases to do social and search. Programmatic, as we speak here in Adsterra, is an opportunity for you, and it's a great opportunity. It's not like, because some people think that paid media is only Facebook and Google and is only on super regulated markets and that's all. It's not true. There are dozens of other great platforms with huge inventory for paid media. And even on regulated market, CPA or cost of acquisition on PPC is crazy these days. On social, on Facebook, 50% of traffic, people say that 50% of traffic users' accounts are bots on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's why programmatic and DSPs are a great alternative.
Yeah, well, that was interesting actually. Yeah, legal aspects are sometimes tricky, and well, you mentioned Brazil yourself. It's about to be regulated, so yeah, we need to consider these issues really when diving into iGaming market.
But still, if you have inventory in Adsterra, it doesn't matter. Like it was gray. Now it will be regulated, but the inventory is there, right? Your connection's on there. So
yeah.
for a media buyer, there's no difference.
Yeah.
And you are cheaper than Facebook traffic and Google traffic.
Well, yeah. How can you describe the dynamics of the iGaming market in the next couple of years? Well, speaking about also legal aspects, maybe some more upcoming trends, some more upcoming geo trends, well, the general dynamics.
More regulations. Not all of them will be good. Not all of them will be wise. So sometimes the regulator itself is a problem, and it causes some fractions on the market, and the market needs to find its way, right? But there will be more regulations. There will be more emerging markets, and there might be a shift so years ago it was mostly Europe, and the rest of the world was a desert. Now we see Africa, Southeast Asia, or South Asia, like India, in the region, Latin America. So there will be a lot of those. Central Asia, for instance, Kazakhstan. There's a great conference in October, I think, in Kazakhstan. Third trend will be US, and in US, it's not very regulated yet, so there will be much more opportunities for the business. And the fourth and the most important trend for me, it's the technology. So in iGaming industry, they are still falling behind in terms of the technology. By technology, I mean IT development, software platforms, and there's a space for tech companies like Voluum, like Adsterra, with a good technology, and many of our other platforms to enter and to help. And I see it on LinkedIn how many software houses, small boutique software houses, only iGaming related, there are, even in Poland, right? And in Poland we do have a lot of great IT developers. We are a Polish company, Voluum. So this is the fourth trend. So yeah, regulations, emerging markets, US, and technology.
Well, yeah, this dynamics is actually quite well foreseen, even in the conference. Yeah, well, you already talked about geos, so we're going to skip that one. Well, next question is rather similar. It's about future prospects, but, well, you can talk both about the global scale and also talk, like, precisely concerning volume and, like, your plans to tailor the iGaming market or like, your vertical, the iGaming vertical within your company.
Our main goal right now, besides of course getting a happy customers and helping them, so we call it sales, but as I understand and we understand sales, it's helping the customer, so it's very consultative approach, but not only chasing for the invoices, because in long run it doesn't work. But besides sales, our main goal is to educate. So we need to educate affiliates, but also operators, affiliate managers on the operator side about the technology, about server postbacks, about media buying. So I still hear, even from my good colleague from the industry, we were chatting yesterday and he told me, yeah, but you know, I don't believe in paid media, in iGaming, I don't believe.
Really?
And this guy is from the industry, right? And today I met him, I was chatting with two of my clients at our booth here at the conference. I told him, hey, Tom, come along. Hey, meet these guys. These guys do crazy number with PPC on iGaming and programmatic. Talk to them, right? And probably they exchange a business card, they might be a business. But that's the case. So we need to educate, because I hear it that push doesn't work in iGaming. Oh, pop doesn't work in iGaming, right? And then I talk with my clients. I know they're showing me their activities, the campaigns, and I know it does work if it's done right. And this personally irritates me, because it's not true, right? Simply. So it's the matter of doing how. Because I could say the opposite, the SEO doesn't work, right? Because someone does. SEO is also very, very difficult. And the great thing about iGaming industry that here we might have the best SEO specialists globally, perhaps, because of the legal difficulties, of the product difficulties, and so on, the conversion. Hard to get a paying customer, right?
I also hear sometimes that people say that they don't even understand exactly what iGaming entails. So yeah, educational stuff should start from such basics as even defining what is iGaming, because people think that paid media don't work with it because they simply don't know what is iGaming itself.
Is esport iGaming? Is lottery iGaming? But is mobile games iGaming? No, it's not iGaming. It's gaming, right? Online game. It's different, right? So yeah, exactly. What's iGaming? Many people do not get it, that iGaming entails sports betting, casino, poker. So we can call it online gambling, right? But the term iGaming is more present.
Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up here with the last but not least question. And I think it's going to be very interesting for those who are thinking to maybe diversify. As you mentioned, it is very important. So for a non-iGaming affiliate, is it worth to consider a pivot to iGaming? Well, and why, actually?
Yes, it is important and worth it, because in iGaming there is good amount of revenue to share with the partners. It is an open and quite very profitable industry. They are in the need of technology, they are in the need of media buying know-how, and they can pay for it. So if you are a paid media affiliate from the dating space, from the sweepstakes space, from e-commerce, you should try a project for iGaming. You should do it right, of course, like everything. But I do have many clients. We in Voluum is also present in the dating industry. We were attending the Affiliate Summit conference, TES, for years. But we noticed and we have some clients, I do have some clients that are dating, and they built another project for iGaming and they're happy here. So I see that many people do this pivot. We in Voluum consider this pivot. You consider this pivot now, and other companies we know. So I think yes.
Well, that's great, Marcin. Thank you so much for this insightful interview, and I really think that it's going to be very, very useful for those who are considering iGaming for them as a vertical, or as a pivot into it, or even fully committing to it, because it sounds like it's a really profitable industry now, and well, it's still growing. So yeah. Thank you for being with us, for joining us, and thanks also to SBC Conference and Lisbon for hosting us here.
Thank you, guys, and you can find us on LinkedIn or wherever, so feel free to get in touch.
Yeah, all the links will be in the description of the YouTube video. Thank you. Bye.